We are always told that Dubai became rich thanks to great vision and economic acumen. But the truth is this entire prosperity is just an illusion hanging by a thin thread less than 40 kilometers wide, the Strait of Hormuz. If you zoom out from the skyscrapers, you will see a harsh reality. Dubai does not control its own destiny. Just one major incident, one miscalculation at this bottleneck, and the city will immediately feel suffocating consequences. Why does the world allow such a critical weakness to exist? And is this the final chapter of the desert miracle? This video will give you an unprecedented perspective on the fragility of power, and why Dubai's end may have been written from the very beginning. Dubai is not just a city. It is a statement. Looking at these skyscrapers piercing through the clouds, you see the embodiment of alluring arrogance. An oasis of steel and glass where gravity feels optional and money appears capable of conquering even the harshest desert. They say Dubai has broken free from the curse of oil. Only 1% of GDP comes from it, an impressive figure. It makes the world believe Dubai has built an immortal empire without relying on black gold. But look closer beneath that perfect layer. How can a place without major natural resources sustain such extreme luxury? Have they truly found the formula for immortality, or is this a high-stakes geographical gamble? Dubai looks like a city that cannot fail. But all this luxury ultimately depends on a narrow maritime choke point just hours away. Do you hear the ticking of the geopolitical clock, or are you still busy checking in at the Burj Khalifa? To understand Dubai's fragility, you must understand its true nature. It is often described as a city of the future, limitless, wealthy, unstoppable. But that is only true from the surface. In reality, Dubai is a massive transit hub disguised as a paradise. Like a living organism, it survives on circulation. Dubai is not rich because of what it produces, but because of what passes through it. It is not a destination, it is an intersection, a global toll booth. Goods from Asia to Europe, oil from neighboring regions, and capital from around the world all pass through here. But here's the problem: being a hub is not the same as being in control. Dubai does not own the flows that sustain it, it simply benefits from being in the right place. And those flows depend heavily on one critical passage, the Strait of Hormuz. Look at a map. A narrow strip of water curves between Iran and Oman. This is Hormuz, one of the most important choke points on Earth. Around 20% of global oil consumption passes through it daily. At its narrowest, the shipping channel is only about 3 kilometers wide. Just one major disruption, a blocked tanker, rising conflict, or even a spike in perceived risk, could send shockwaves across the global economy. And here's what travel brochures won't tell you: it doesn't take war to shut down Hormuz. Risk alone is enough. Insurance premiums can surge overnight. Shipping companies can reroute or withdraw. Trade can slow to a crawl. Dubai doesn't control this choke point. Yet its economy depends on it. Jebel Ali Port, the backbone of Dubai's logistics dominance, relies on continuous flow. If that flow stops, even briefly, the effects ripple instantly. Flights get cancelled. Trade slows. Confidence begins to crack. Dubai's economy runs on belief as much as infrastructure. And when belief weakens, even the tallest skyscrapers start to feel fragile. Within days of disruption, supply chains tighten. Within weeks, shortages appear. Dubai imports the majority of its food and goods. When logistics stall, luxury quickly turns into vulnerability. Within a month, trust, the foundation of finance, real estate, and investment, begins to erode. And when trust disappears, the illusion of permanence fades. This doesn't mean Dubai will collapse tomorrow. The real world rarely unfolds in such extreme scenarios. But history shows that systems dependent on single choke points carry inherent risk. Dubai's success is real, but so is its exposure. The UAE has tried to mitigate this risk. Pipelines like the Abu Dhabi crude oil pipeline to Fujairah allow oil exports to bypass Hormuz. But oil is only part of the story. You can redirect crude. But not the entire global trade system, not container flows, not financial confidence. Dubai is not powered by oil alone. It is powered by movement, of goods, people, and capital. And movement depends on stability. Meanwhile, regional competitors continue to rise. Cities in Saudi Arabia and Qatar are investing heavily to capture future trade, tourism, and financial flows. In a world of shifting alliances and evolving logistics, dominance is never permanent. Zooming out even further, Hormuz is not just a geographic feature, it is a geopolitical pressure point. Major powers have an interest in keeping global systems balanced, but also dependent. Chokepoints create leverage. And leverage shapes global strategy. Dubai, for all its brilliance, operates within that system, not above it. It shines brightly, but within constraints. So perhaps Dubai is not a fortress, but a stage. A stage that remains illuminated as long as the global system keeps running smoothly. We often think wealth equals power. But in geopolitics, real power lies in control, especially control over critical connections. Dubai was not built on sand alone. It was built on flows it does not fully control. And if those flows are ever disrupted, even briefly, the consequences could be profound. The question is not whether Dubai will fall, but how resilient it truly is when faced with pressure. Because sometimes, the greatest risk is not what we see coming,